Hello, hello, and welcome to the CTB Show. Today is November 12th. 12th? 2nd? 2021. Yep. The weather, it's fine. All that other stuff, also fine. What is the collective noun for a group of white guys with opinions? A podcast, of course. Welcome to the show. My name is Evan the Mayor. That is Brian the Levy.
It is cold and flu season, so apologies for my sniffles.
Very good. I would like to note that on previous episode, Brian cough count at 14. 14.
Uh-huh.
And that is Casey the Kasem.
Java rolled with fear. I will roll with respect.
Very good.
Oh, is that Ted Lasso?
Is that Ted Lasso?
It's Ted Lasso, yes.
Very good.
It's the crossover episode.
It's This Is Us, right?
Yeah.
I want to see the baby. That's a TikTok reference. All right, on today's show, we've got some Baltimore stuff, but a lot of pop culture stuff. So it's the same fucking episode as it was last time, and the time before that, and the time before that, unless we have someone to interview. Increasingly rare these days. But, you know, happy Halloween. If you celebrated it, it happened. It's over, and now we're in full fall foliage time, baby. So that's why.
No,
all
it's
of
Christmas.
Our
Remember?
Oh,
it's
right.
Christmas.
Sorry. Now it's time to start.
Halloween month, then Christmas.
Right. That's it. Nothing in between. No events.
And then Thanksgiving is halftime, and then it's back to Christmas.
I hate that because I fucking love Thanksgiving so much.
But that's what's so great about this 3-month period of October, November, December is it's just an ongoing fun thing. You change your decorations 3 times, you celebrate 3 times, 4 times even, and then, then it all goes to shit.
4 times. What are you 4 times?
The Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and or Hanukkah.
Mm-mm.
Which, my understanding, Brian, the Hanukkah starts very early this year, right?
Real
basically
early,
like
yeah.
Thanksgiving-a-ka.
November 28th, yeah. Thanksgiving's the 25th. Hanukkah's the 28th. So big November for the Jews.
Yeah. Title of the episode.
Yeah, right? Hanukkah. I was trying to explain to Jess what, last year, how you celebrate Hanukkah. It's well, generally you're good for the first night. You're going to remember the first night. And really good chance you're going to remember the second night. But the third night, there's soccer practice. So you're not going to light the candles. And then the fourth night, maybe there's nothing, but you forgot that it existed in that 24-hour period.
Right.
The fifth night, you're going to remember that it's happening in the afternoon. But then again, you have soccer practice or some shit. You got to go play or whatever. And then, Friday, maybe you're going to go to your grandparents. So you'll remember that one. And then that's it. It's 2, maybe 3 nights you're going to get at of Hanukkah.
I feel
a lot of commitment, like a whole week.
Yeah, but also, Casey, remember, I think a lot of little Gentile children believe that Hanukkah is 8 Christmases. It is not. It is not. It's
One,
half of a
2.
Christmas. Yeah, it's no. It's half of a Christmas spread out. You got your one good gift, and then you get pencils with your name on them or something.
That's a pretty good gift.
It's all right, You take them to school, you show off your little pencil case, and everyone's really impressed.
Yeah, get your name on those pencils. That means you come from a very good parentage.
Oh, you have people who will monogram your trash. Woo.
My trash.
You never sharpen it all the way down because you need people to still see your name.
So it's a good year if it's a personalized mechanical pencil?
I think maybe my best Hanukkah as a child, and I was 16, I got Hampton Comes Alive, a Fish box set. That was a huge 2-night concert. The whole thing. It's real good stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Hampton Mansion up there in Timoniumville.
No, but I'm going there in a couple weeks. Tell you all about it.
Oh, wait, the Hampton Mansion for real?
I think so.
Isn't that
do they do tours?
They do, and I think that's the one where not Black Aggie. I don't know. It's one of those talk in the mirror things. There was a spooky story when I was a kid about it.
I think it's Candyman. I think you're confusing it with Candyman.
It's just all Candyman. Yeah. Shit.
Well, I think you can do it. Anyway.
I need to see. Still need to see the new Candyman.
I haven't seen it either.
At any rate, Halloween happened. Casey, how was Halloween for you and the family? God, I just had a fly.
My 3-year-old refused to nap that day.
Good call.
So, and we did the trick or treating, so we were out late. So that was fun. But he enjoyed himself. We did this bit, so we went to my wife's aunt's house, and so he's watched Charlie Brown. It's a Great Pumpkin. And so, like, he associates, like, the rock, like, Charlie Brown, I got a rock, as a good thing. Like, that is a good thing to him. So, like, he got, in addition to, like, some candy and some graham crackers and crap, he got rocks, and he was excited about that.
Like the child who got, like, an avocado for Christmas or whatever?
Something like that, yeah. Like, he just, like, I got a rock. And then he was like, I don't want this. I want a lollipop. And then they're like, okay, well, I'll take it. Like, no, I'm going to take the rock.
Good.
Now we got a bucket of rocks, and then I ate the rest of the candy.
Nice.
So he didn't give him any of the candy? Just a little bit?
Not yet. I mean, we like left some in his bucket, and then like replaced it with we told him we were gonna like exchange it for better treats. So he likes Kind bars, so we like took some of the candy out, like took all the Reese's cups. We took out the Reese's cups and then put in Kind bars, and then I ate them.
The Kind bars or the Reese's cups?
The Reese's cups. The Reese's cups and the Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Which are like Kind bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Make them with peanuts, right? I don't know. I've never had one. They seem terrible.
Oh, they're great, actually.
We went to the aforementioned big fat party show at the Union Collective and saw not one but 2 cover bands on display. It was a good time. That's all I can say about it.
Can we? Well, generally, one of the cover bands was Psycho Killers, who is the region's premier Talking Heads cover band.
That they are.
And generally, I love a Psycho Killers show. I love the Talking Heads, and I enjoy their songs. But I will say that this event was promoted as a 90s mixtape.
Yes.
And I found their...
the Halloween mixtape.
I found their 90s... choices to be slim.
Yeah, there was still a lot of Talking Heads.
Still a lot of Talking Heads. I've seen that show.
Oh, take me to the river again, huh? All right, we're going. Oh, okay.
Kiss say, like, yeah, I know, I've heard it. Like, I thought you were gonna do they did play Where It's At by Beck, and that's cool. But like, that's really the only '90s tune I can remember, like that they did.
I do know for a fact that at a certain point I completely checked out because those Union beers are strong.
Yeah,
and I think we pieced out at before the whole thing was over. But I think by that point we were like, we gotta get the fuck out of here because the ride shares are gonna be slammed, and so we were like, we gotta go. It's time. When we arrived, we arrived at the exact moment.
Oh my gosh.
to arrive because we didn't have to wait in line, and then as soon as we're standing around with our beers, there were 800 people in line waiting to have their vaccine cards examined and then have everything else scanned in, the tickets and such.
Okay. Did you notice that people don't know how to act in bars anymore? And by that I don't mean their behavior. Everybody was well behaved. I mean, when did we start lining up at bars?
You mean like in a physical straight line?
In a straight line.
Yeah, and not just like scattering around the actual bar.
Correct.
I don't know. I don't know why people were doing that, but we all kind of fell in order.
A good, isn't that an orderly way to do it? Because I used to hate going to the bar. Like, you'd stand there and, you don't get if you're not assertive enough, you just don't get I was going to
say, I can understand why you wouldn't necessarily love ordering a drink at a crowded bar. I feel like that's putting out a lot of energy for you that you're not necessarly used to. Right, exactly. Like you said, you got to be assertive, you got to be ready, but right. That's why people like me don't like lines.
But then, there's the opposite end of the spectrum where you're like leaning over and you're snapping your fingers and being
holding up a $5 bill.
Well, don't do that either. But when they say, all right, who's next? You got to be like, bam. You can't hesitate. even if you're not next. Just gonna be ready for it.
Either way, it was a good time. Good time was had by all. And then for actual Halloween, we decided we would go sit outside at a table at a bar and brought the candy with us. And little kids started walking around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we were handing out treats while we were enjoying giant beers.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
It's not. No, the parents loved it.
We went to the aunts, the relatives. We went over to their neighborhood, and that's what everybody was doing. Like in the suburbs, they got their fire pit out front, and it was just like a big party, like every other house.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna move the solo stove out of the driveway next year and just do the same thing. Just sitting, they had out candy, sit in the driveway.
Yeah, and as soon as we got back from the bar, we just sat on the stoop like most other people and just had some beers and handed out candy. It was great. It was great. The one invention I was unaware of, because I guess of COVID or something, is the candy chute, which is the thing that you put on your railing going down the front steps for candy to be delivered from a distance to the children. And I was like, oh, this is depressing. But my BFF growing up, his wife designed basically a giant snake going down the front steps, so it was like a snake was barfing candy on you. So that was fun.
It was Halloween themed, it sounds like.
Yeah, sure.
We did the Boo at the Zoo last year, and they had it, and I know they brought that back again this year, so I'm assuming that they had the candy chute again.
As opposed to when I go and it's a Jew at the zoo.
Right. Totally episode. I think also the Rock Opera Society was doing some Halloween themed zoo related
is an event.
Yeah.
Performance.
Sad that I missed that. But I already bought my tickets to the Union thing, so whatever. Anyway, that was Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah. Hell of an update.
Well, yeah, we did great. I think everybody knows what we did last week, and they're pleased with it.
Yep, everyone. You know what I'm pleased with?
Tell me.
You're right. Let us know in the comments if you hate Brian's dumb face and are glad that his mustache is gone.
I know. I shaved my mustache. It was weird. I kind of liked it, but I also kind of didn't. Yeah, here's my face. But yeah, if you like what you're listening to, write us a shitty comment and then hit that like and subscribe and share with all your friends. Thanks. All right.
That's right. One thing I did like, especially in the past week, in fact, I think this news just debuted today, and we previously mentioned it on the podcast. The Wharf Rat, one of the most ancient bars in the city of Baltimore, was sold to a mystery investor, and everyone was super nervous that the dickish Atlas Group were the purchasers of this historic establishment. But turns out, no. Our friend of the show, Joe Giordano, was wrong, or at least his informant was wrong. It turns out it's the owner of what's the name of it?
Sally O's.
Sally O's, thank you, in Highlandtown. That
Jesse Sablin.
Yeah, it was formerly the Laughing Pint, took
Sablin.
over, does like decent comfort food, Americana fare, and will be taking over that space. And I don't know if they are going to close Sally O's. I can't imagine they would. It's a very successful restaurant.
She said it's going to be a whole separate thing. It's a whole different thing.
That's cool. Good. I mean, great. I'm glad they're not going to be tearing down the building and turning it into condos or something like that. Or
there are people who are pretty stoked for it.
Right. Yeah. No, it's always heartwarming, reassuring when a known and well respected restaurateur or business owner takes over a space like that. So, thumbs up. What gets a thumbs down this week? Hey guys, remember when it rained really, really hard on like Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fells Point was underwater again. So that's something that happens a lot. And these dipshits on the internet are like, it doesn't happen that often. I'm like, it fairly reliably happens once a year, if maybe every other year, but no, it happens a lot. Yeah.
There is a Reddit thread, and they're like, this is fraud, but like it's almost reliable enough where if you want a new car, you just park your car on the right street when you know it's going to rain, and it floods out.
Yep. When I was working in Fells Point, there was a particular summer where it would rain every couple of weeks, like super fucking hard, and flash floods would come down Washington Street, and there would be footage of like box trucks just driving through 3 feet of water. I don't know who could possibly make any sort of intellectually honest argument that this is a rare event. No, it happens frequently, a lot.
But did it used to happen?
No, I mean, the first time I remember it happening is 2003 because of that hurricane. What's its nuts? And there was Isabel, and there was a tidal surge, and literally all of Fells Point was underwater, as well as the Inner Harbor, and there were people kayaking around, and there's footage and photos of it. Nothing to that extent.
That was a gigantic storm. Like
it
that
was.
That storm wiped out Middle River.
And nothing to that extent has happened since then. But there,
Sandy.
I mean, if we remember Sandy, but also 2016 and 2018 when Ellicott City was practically wiped off the map. Fells Point also was underwater. So yeah, it's happening a lot more frequently in the past 20 years than my understanding is that it has happened in the past.
I think so.
And I can remember walking through Harbor East with my mom, and she's just looking around all these expensive retail establishments and being like, "What? Do they think this place is never going to flood again?" And I was like, "There you go, Mom. Good job."
Way to go.
Yeah. It's not encouraging, and with all the things that are being said about climate change, I'm like, I don't know what's going to be happening in 40 years in Fells Point, but I'm not going to be around to see it. So,
in the long run, we're all dead.
Good stuff. And finally, on the Baltimore front of things, the John Oliver exhibit is going to be opening at the Visionary Art Museum, which I am looking forward to. I just need to see the painting of Wendy Williams eating a pork chop.
Are they gonna? Is the Russell Crowe jockstrap going to be there?
I don't know. I hope it is, because I would like to pose in a photo next to it. But as far as I know, the exhibit also features a $10,000 donation to the Maryland Food Bank, which is great. John Oliver just rules. Like, I don't know what's in his special sauce that his show just does really zany, fun shit. But it's a great show. I think it's better in some ways than latter day Daily Show even.
Oh yeah,
he's just
it's different.
It's different, and the political bent is a lot harder. But the commentary I think is a lot smarter and more thorough.
I think that's what you get when you're able to go in depth, when you can do like 20 minutes on a topic as opposed to 3.
Indeedly doodly. And that's Baltimore news.
But
it's November 3rd to November 21st.
That's right.
Are tickets hard to get? Like, can anybody go?
Yes, it's free. It's free to go. I think it's weird because it's like free to go. No, it's free to go to the gift store, which is like the best part about the entire museum, because it's
the
full
gift
of
shop.
It's full of wacky crap. But I think it's $10
that you put on the walls.
That you put on the walls, yeah, tchotchkes.
You love wacky crap hanging off the walls. Then Uncle Mo's feedback is for you.
Yep, that and the AVAM. So yeah, go there between now, as this airs, the 3rd of November and the 21st, to see some weird shit. Benefits going to the Maryland Food Bank.
Is it going to be all like Wendy Williams? You said eating a pie?
Pork chop.
Pork chop.
Pork chop.
There's also apparently a painting of 2 rats fucking. It is regarded as rat erotica.
Radica.
So looking forward to that. Radica, yeah.
Oh, Erratica.
Erratica, title of the episode. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
All right, what else we got before we take a break?
I did a Baltimore thing this week.
Oh yeah, you went on a tour.
I went to the Evergreen Mansion.
Where is the Evergreen Mansion?
The Evergreen Mansion is right by the campus of Loyola University. In fact, I think some of the land that it owned, I think, was donated to Loyola. People, I bet you've been there for a wedding. There's like this arch and a wall and stuff, and you stand next to it.
My back, I don't know. No,
it is not. It is not. I've just seen it, but basically, it's like these people. I think Garrett County was named after them, but they're super fucking rich, and they've got this like 58-room house or 48-room house or something. But at the same time, so like there was this lady, okay, there was this one guy. His name was John Garrett, and he was like ambassador to Italy right before World War II and stuff.
Mamma
And he would
mia.
hang out with, yeah, here we go. We've done this before. And like he would hang out with Mussolini, right? But like then he had his wife. Her name was like, well, he would hang out with lots of people, like presidents and stuff, and General John Pershing. And then he had his wife, and his wife would like hang out with all these like Euro trash artists and stuff. But like he was like a Republican, and he was friends with like J. Edgar Hoover, and J. Edgar. Who fucking ran the FBI?
Hoover.
Yeah, okay, thanks. And like, so, but then his wife was with all these European artists who are like, and Russian Jews and shit. And like, was she a communist? Was she like spying for Hoover or something? And then at this same time, they have 30,000 books, like some from the 1500s, and then so many tchotchkes, so many spoils of colonialism. And the museum never mentions this fact that like shit is weird. Like, like, by the way, these really rich people in their philanthropy, and philanthropy is like, I'm donating my theatrical costumes to the Metropolitan Opera. I'm like, all right, who's that helping? So
Right.
That being said, this house is super fucking cool. There was like a bowling alley in it and shit. Like, it's awesome. Like, you gotta go see the wacky crap on the walls. It's pretty great.
Yeah, between the wacky crap on the walls and the ancient tomes, the books in the collection, I've heard that it's quite a sight to behold.
Oh my god! Like I'm looking around at my rinky-dink fucking shelves, and like
all of your Star Trek first editions.
These are like 2-story tall. You know how like when Beast is like, never go in the East Wing, but here's my library. It's cool. And like he's got the ladders and it goes all like up high. That's basically what these rooms are. I'm like, I could fall in love with you, Garrett family. I could live here. But like their books weren't fun. They had a lot of
they didn't have any Star Trek novels.
No Star Trek novels.
No
the
Tech
kids
War?
books. No Tech War. It's all the kids read. The kids' books were on the second floor, and those were pretty cool. They had a lot of Uncle Remus, a lot of they had like 5 copies of Robinson Crusoe. I guess that was a favorite. But there's also like Picasso's there, Degas, whatever. It's really fucking cool, but also a little oogie because the family made their money in the railroad.
Sure.
Before the Civil War.
Sure.
So it's like, who was building that railroad? Bet not white people.
Probably some Chinese people.
No, we're on the East Coast. They're all the way on the West Coast after the Civil War.
Got it.
It was probably a whole bunch of slaves and Irish.
Yeah, I did not know that until 3 years ago that there were like Irish slaves. Weird.
First off, no, they are not. The Irish were never slaves.
No, Brian, this is the new conservative podcast.
Oh, gotcha. Listen, I just you don't hear the Irish complaining about it. That's all I'm saying. I gotcha. I'm onto it. I hear what you're saying.
They got over it. They gave them a case of whiskey and they're cool.
Like those people who always had the vote, could just do whatever they wanted. You don't hear them complaining about it.
No, Brian, it's not true. There were Irish slaves, and they were valued less than the black slaves because they weren't as physically prowessed. These are real things that I've heard on conservative talk shows.
All that shit is just hilarious to me. It's just we're going to ignore what words mean and just go with what we want
reality.
To mean. Yeah,
They watched the intro of MythBusters and took it for real.
Right. Adam ruins everything. Ha. We'll ruin it worse. I would love it.
You think you can ruin things? Check this out.
I reject your reality and I substitute my own.
Ha ha. Hey, it's me, Mickey. Ha.
All these Mickey Mouse impressions are making me very happy. They're making me joyous.
Oh boy. Hey, Goof.
We watched a bunch of Halloween Disney stuff, and including the 1920s or 30s or whatever it was, the dancing skeleton one, you know, where they're all,
Yeah.
gooping around and trading heads. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
My favorite Disney Halloween thing is the Sleepy Hollow,
Right,
with the Ichabod Crane with the long nose, maybe Jew. I don't know.
Who knows? Either way, that makes me want to celebrate. The internet sensation sweeping the nation.
Give me the tray.
It is, of course, time for shoutouts.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Shoutouts. This is the part of the show in which you take a break and we give mad props, aka shoutouts, to persons, places, and things that are giving us jollies and improving our quality of life. Casey, I do know that we have some from the Discord that came in unsolicited, which is great. So shout out to that.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. We have Tronster says, shout out to random internet people like Twitter's. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to say that. For giving me help in putting a digital Vax card on my iPhone. Aside, my portfolio is where to find the magic QR code if you went to the M&T Bank Stadium for vaccinations.
It's good. Cool. That's very helpful because I lost my physical Vax card and I had to go through the state's myir.com.org.net and I have like a PDF of my vaccine record on my phone, but you know, it'd be nice to have that card and I don't think I can get it. I have to go down to the convention center maybe? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's all the shout outs. My personal shout out is to the Discord channel because I've deleted all the Facebook apps off the phone finally.
Nice.
Now that we are using Discord for our stuff.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'd be happy if we could get that Discord up to like 100 people, and I'd be perfectly fine with it the way it is right now. Like, everybody's posting content and going back and forth and not being dicks, and it's just a far better experience than Facebook. Yeah. No algorithms. Every time I post content, people can see it. It's great. Yeah, fuck Meta, by the way.
It's a nice little group text.
No, Brian, it's not. Chat. It's a channel. Please stop referring to it as a group chat. It is not that.
Okay.
One day, we may even be able to stream this podcast on Discord. So.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I'll look at it.
It does walk like a duck and talk like a duck, though.
No, it's not a group chat.
Quack.
Brian, it's not a group chat.
Okay.
Stop doing it.
You know, I am... I'm going to sneak a little shut up to you guys into my shout out. I can't believe it's my favorite holiday and you guys haven't wished me well on it. Everybody.
Dia de los Muertos?
Dia de los McRibos.
Okay. We'll get into it. No, I was planning on bringing it up on the second half.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, my shout out is to McRib. I love you, baby.
Dia de los Ribos.
I love you, baby, and you ain't ever hurt me, and I ain't ever gonna leave you.
Well, you know, I gotta now reverse the title of the episode decision. It is now Dia de los Ribos.
McRibos.
McRibos.
Never gonna make you cry.
You're my whole soul. And
Brian, I'm assuming that's your shout out is to the return of the McRib.
My shout out is to the McRib. So I gotta tell you,
day McRibos.
I was talking to Chris Evans about the McRib, and I don't know if I've ever had. And he was like, and I was like, it's the best fast food. And he said the Gold Rush is, and I didn't know what the Gold Rush is.
I like the Gold Rush sandwich.
It's a chicken sandwich with bacon and Swiss cheese and honey at Roy Rogers.
That's right.
And I'm like, I don't think I've ever had it, but apparently there's Roy Rogers down close to Glen Burnie. So I know what I'll be doing this weekend. I hate to cheat on you, baby, but you know, it's science. It's science.
The Roy Rogers now world headquarters in Frederick, Maryland. It's pretty wild.
Really? Is that because there's like only 3 left and they're all here?
No, they're expanding. There's like dozens of them now. My shout out is to roasted pumpkin seeds, yum yum, and to the new spicy line of soups from Progresso. Canned soup, spicy.
There's soups. That's me trying to do a John Lithgow. Third rock from the sun, Progresso.
Anything else before we take a break?
Casey, what did you do? I don't remember.
I did one.
Okay, good.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the show. Talk about McRibs and a new trailer for a new movie and some other
McRibs.
You know, McRibs. Stay tuned.
Race fans, the U.S. Hot Rod Mudball Drag Racing Championships blast into Baltimore Arena this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monster trucks go to war, climbing and crushing among the cars, including Bigfoot. Hot Rod Mudball Drag Racing funny cars down and dirty in the bog. From the 23rd century comes Gloria, the 200-mile-per-hour jet dragster, 2-story tall transforming robot. Get your tickets now. Baltimore Arena box office and all ticket center outlets this Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m., Sunday, 2 p.m. Baltimore Arena. It's the wildest show on wheels.
Blow me where the Pampers is. And we're back! Hey, everyone, we're back from break.
Hey. Ho, ho. This penis party's got to go.
Hey. Ho, ho. All right, Brian, let's talk about McRibs for 3 seconds before we get on to other pop culture topics.
Kaloo Kelly. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Well, it's not really it's not every year. It's just every year they feel like it.
I feel like it's at least once a year, and it's never less than once a year. That's for sure.
No, there was definitely a period of time where they didn't have it for several years.
But now it's just a straight up marketing thing now, and they have like literally a Fort Knox worth of frozen McRibs just sitting somewhere in a bunker.
And a lot of those years it had to come back, but Baltimore area McDonald's, you know how they are always saying price and participation may vary.
Yeah.
Well, for some reason that was Baltimore area McDonald's. Like they were like, we ain't participating. I'm like, whoa, okay, weird.
Yeah, especially in an area that is very fond of its pork products. I don't know why they wouldn't. Well, I mean, who knows what the McRib is actually made of, but
it's made of deliciousness.
I have not looked at the McRib tracker in quite some time, but I know it is a very user-friendly app that you can use to track the McRib. It'll tell you when the last time it was seen, when the last time someone bought it, and every time I look at it, it's just a Google map where it has a little picture of a McRib, and it'll tell you where the McRib is.
Well,
the last time there was a nationwide distribution was 2012.
What?
Right, but I think it's back though. I think it's back to.
So I'm saying this is the first time since 2012 that it has had a nationwide release.
And I think last year also, or maybe
no.
Okay. Well, anyway, the initial rollout. No,
I'm sorry. You're right. 2020 was the first time since. Sorry.
I believe that it was supposed to start yesterday, but. Just because I am who I am, I had to check to see if there were any rollouts. So I had my first McRib on Sunday. You
had a Halloween McRib?
First McRib, I mean 3 of them.
You also looked like you ate them in bed. You disgusting, gross pig.
We were watching Monster Squad, and we couldn't change TVs, so
we decided to eat McRibs in bed while watching Monster Squad.
Well, the bed was made. I was sitting on top of my bed. Which,
by the way, Monster Squad holds up. It's pretty decent.
Jess had never seen it.
It's a fun movie.
Midway through, she goes, "Oh, so Frankenstein is sloth?" I'm like, "Yes, that's exactly what is happening here."
Yeah,
that is exactly what is happening.
I like how meta that movie is because all of the Universal Picture monsters exist as the Universal Picture monsters, but they also exist as monsters in the real world.
They're all documentaries. They're all biopics.
Right. And it's just such a weird setup because Dracula just like gets into a cargo plane and like drops out of the bottom of it and like Halo jumps into a mansion and starts running his evil scheme.
My favorite is the German guy who's like, maybe I do know about monsters. And you see his Auschwitz tattoo. I'm like, sure. Gotcha, guy. Gotcha, subtle. Thanks. Thanks, Shane Black.
Right.
So had 3 McRibs on the first day. I feel like that's really that's a weekend meal. I can't do 3.
Well,
every
here's
time.
What you should do. Do we know when the McRib, fallout. The fall McRibs are going to go away, much like the foliage. Do we know what the end date is? Because I was going to suggest you do the 8 days of Hanukkah McRib. McRib.
1, and then 2, and then 3. See if I can eat 8 McRibs.
Yeah,
on the last day. Well, since I've had 5 at this point.
Wow.
I had 3 on my initial, and then lunch 2 days in a row. Pretty good chance I'll go for 6 tomorrow. Not 6 of them, but like have a third.
A total of 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe 7.
So next week, instead of a power hour, a power McRib. And
So what? 6
So
McRibs in an hour?
McRibs, yeah, whatever. I guess however that translates.
Oof. Oof.
Whatever the equivalent of a shot per minute of a McRib. 1.5 ounces of McRib.
That's
one
a
bite
lot
a
of
minute. One
a lot of
McRib
salt.
every 10 minutes.
All right, Casey, while you're sitting there, do some math and figure out the net weight of a McRib. Divide it by 1.5 ounces, and that's how many McRibs you need to consume in one X, Y, or Z portion of a
All right, let
power
me
hour.
see.
Oof.
My Fitness
No,
Pal.
I think it would
McRib.
have to be 6. I think it would have to be 5 or 6. Treat it like a power hour.
Sure.
1 down every 10 minutes. I don't know. I feel like by 4. By 4,
Oh,
I am
no.
just
Your mouth is turning to acid, and like your innards are just full of goo at that point.
So,
Like-
serving
like-
size. So one McRib is 7.4 ounces.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
so. And then how many? What's the division here?
Well, if you're doing it in terms of a power hour, that's 4.9 1.5 ounce servings. So you're eating a McRib
7.
every 5 minutes.
a McRib every 5 because it's got to be
5
12 ounces. So it's like 1.5, right?
It'd be
So
12 McRibs.
12 McRibs in an hour.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, you want to be famous? But this is how you do it.
I would never have a solid bowel movement again in my life.
Local man does power hour, but with McRibs.
Local man dies with a heart full of McRib,
They'll
which
be
I generally
sourcing.
have. Metaphorically,
They'll be sourcing the McRib from your meat after that.
Gross.
right? Like I pee and it smells like McRibs.
Yeah.
You
It's just barbecue scented. Ugh.
Look at this case. Look at my Casey masterpiece urine,
It's coming out like sauce.
like molasses. Like I might be sick, everybody.
Speaking of sick, we're making everyone that's listening to this sick.
Well, anyway, I hope everybody has a happy McRib.
Ribicuribs.
Happy McRibmas.
They're also
Merry
doing
McRibmas.
a McRib NFT giveaway.
I saw that. Yeah, that whole NFT
weird.
shit. Like, I thought it was funny at first, but now I think it's gonna go away so fast.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And remember, when you have your McRib, pair it with its beverage,
Of choice.
with its
Dr. Pepper?
of choice, Dr. Pepper. Thank you, Casey.
Right. Mhm. Dr. Pepper 10. Wait, what if you
No.
dipped
Oh,
your
oh,
McRib?
you mean manly Dr. Pepper?
10 manly calories.
Oh, it is and just in case you're counting, it's 500 calories per McRib. So hold on. So in
it'd
an
be-
hour,
It'd be
you
about
have
6,000
to do.
calories.
But also,
If you're training
500
for a
calories.
marathon.
500
How long would
calories
you-
per McRib. That's almost fucking health food.
Yep. Well, but Brian, what you need to do is take the beverage of choice, Dr. Pepper, and dip your McRib in it like an au jus.
If McRibs are only going to be 500 calories, I'm going to start getting 2 Dr. Peppers because I gotta.
But I mean, if you're having 3 at a time, that's
Well, not
pretty
Not
much a
all the
day's worth of calories.
But are you getting a large fry with your McRib, or what are you getting with your? Are you getting a 10-piece nugget with it? What are you getting with?
no,
that?
no.
What's the side?
Today I had for lunch a large McRib meal.
A large
With a Dr.
McRib
Pepper.
meal. Got it. So
Yes.
a
Oh,
McRib
so-
with a side
so-
of McRib. And
No.
Sunday.
No.
So Sunday, when you had 3 McRibs, did you also have fries?
Of course I had fries, Casey.
And the Dr.
It's
Pepper.
fucking
large
America,
Dr.
isn't
Pepper?
it? I think I had a large cup.
Oh, I can't wait to
Okay,
see you
let's
with
see.
diabetes
Let's
and lose
see.
a foot.
So then
Oh,
a large
hi. I'm seeing
fry.
it right now.
Let's just
Oh,
figure
yeah.
out exactly how much it is.
Yeah,
500
'cause
calories, also for the large fry.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say
then
a
a
large fry is
large
at
Coke.
least 500, and then large Coke is like 400 calories or more.
310. So that
Golden.
is.
You got a half
Add
day's
on-
plus worth of calories.
We should probably figure out what like 10 Natty Bows are also.
Hmm.
You know, be smart about it.
It's 1,500
The,
calories. I know that.
The
150 calories.
Yes, Natty Boh is 150. Miller Lite is 96. See, I know these numbers because I drink constantly, and I need to be aware of the caloric intake.
142 per 12 ounces. So if it
I say
is 10
functional.
servings,
You say alcoholic. What?
1,420.
Okay. 1,420 calories. I think that's
And,
For a large McRib meal, just
No,
by itself?
14. That's the 10 Natty Bows.
okay.
okay. Okay. All right. So, 3,000 calories. I think that's a pretty good I think that's a pretty good intake for a day.
If you're looking at the law of math, like a Miller Lite, like the one I'm having right now, 50% less calories, basically. I mean, basically.
Yeah, great taste and less filling.
Mm-hmm.
So all the weight that Brian has lost, really, he was just training for this day.
Casey.
The great regain of 2021.
Yeah, but that was like this summer. Like, that was now.
I had to lose all those pounds so I could get them back with McRibs.
Yeah, had to move fast. Had to move fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's my favorite time of year. McRib.
Yeah.
I love them.
This is a good little McRib chat. I'm glad we did
Yeah.
this.
So I've had 5. I think last year I had 17. So I'm going to competing with myself.
I have had 0 so
17.
far. And I noticed a former friend of the show, who will not be named, who lives over in Pigtown and is a lady that works for a fast food website, went to one of the worst McDonald's in the entire city. It also happens to be one of the only McDonald's in the entire city to get the McRibs, and they looked like they had just been thrown together in a ceiling fan. Like it just
Look,
God.
if you're going for a McRib and you're expecting a beautifully built, composed sandwich,
Yes, I am.
I mean, lick my dick. You're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Brian. The McRib is a thing of beauty as far as you are concerned. You've eaten 5
I
of
mean,
them.
yeah, but I see it for I see it. I love it for its flaws. I love it for its, I'm just a boy standing in front
Of a
of a
McRib.
processed
McRib.
pork, of a processed pork sandwich, asking it to love me, and it does every time.
Processed
I do like
pork
that
food product.
I do like that the sub roll is cornmeal dusted. That's a
Oh,
nice
it's so
touch.
good.
Yeah.
So good, and the
Gives that good little
slivered
mouthfeel.
onions,
Mm-hmm.
mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel. All right. Speaking of mouthfeel, let's pivot completely and talk about
To
some pop
vampires.
culture stuff. Yes, vampires. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
Real quick, I watched Halloween Kills. I didn't think it was as bad as I thought
Yeah,
it would
right?
be. It was
Exactly.
not good. It was just not that bad. All the mob justice stuff was like. First of all, it's not a long movie, which is good. I don't know what the third and final one is going to be because at this point, spoiler, like Michael Myers has been stabbed like multiple times in the chest and gut, and he's been shot multiple times, and he's been beaten about the head. And since this is still on the same night, like all of the abuse, physical or otherwise, that he has endured, I don't know whether it's going to stop him at all. Maybe not. Who knows? But it basically ends with him killing a shitload of people and standing in a bedroom that used to be his and looking outside, and there's still shitloads of people, and everyone's coming for him. So I don't know.
So why did she go in the house? Like, it doesn't make any sense. She went in
Who?
the house.
Judy Greer?
Judy Greer goes in the house.
Judy Greer gets
Like-
killed, right?
Yeah,
well, maybe.
she's-
we don't
she's
know. She
standing-
gets stabbed a whole
No,
bunch.
she gets
but-
killed. No, she gets killed. She
Oh.
gets killed.
She's
In an
not
interview,
the
she
best
said,
one.
"I died."
Oh, she said I died.
Yeah, in the interview, she goes, "I died." But like, it doesn't make any sense. She like looks in the window and then she thinks she sees Michael as a little boy, and then she's like compelled to go and look in the window, and then she gets stabbed to death.
Yeah,
and then
it's
Michael,
dumb.
I guess, just stands
very
there for a while.
I did
don't
like
know.
I did like that they sort of showed Michael without his mask. Like you kind of see him a little tiny bit. But
And he's
the
just an old
movie-
man, right?
Yeah, he's just an old dude. But yeah, the movie just does nothing fucking new other than the like, hey, let's bring everyone back from the first one, have them all
And
get
Anthony
killed,
Michael Hall.
and Anthony Michael Hall.
But so I guess like in the third one, so Jamie Lee Curtis has to like find some voodoo spell that she learns on the internet and
Oh, yeah.
figures out how to, and split her soul into multiple objects and then
I
go
have
after
to
Michael.
imagine
Maybe
that it's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis sort of being like teaming up with the granddaughter, and the granddaughter is going to be the one to do it, right? Because
But they kind of established at this point that he is supernatural. Like at the end, like they don't have any justification or evidence. They're just like, yeah, the more he kills or the more you attack him, the more powerful he becomes or some shit.
Yeah,
like just pontificating in a hospital bed.
Yeah, they were just leaning into some dumb shit that probably will get briefly explained in the third one, and then they'll figure out a way to kill him.
The one thing I did appreciate is that, like, at first I was really disappointed that Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't in it more, but at the same time, like, she had gotten like wrecked in the first one, and it's the same night, so she like just had surgery,
Right.
and like she's like, I'm gonna go kill Michael, and then she like tries to like rough up some guy, and then she like doubles over in pain because she
Pops a
can't.
stitch.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Isn't this just the same plot as Halloween 2? Like
Kind
the
of.
same night?
It's in a
Didn't ha-
hospital. Yes, it's the same night. She's in a hospital.
Do you
And
remember that fucking hot tub murder in the first, like when he kills those people who were fucking in the hot tub?
Yep.
Like, because there are hot tubs in hospitals, and then he sticks that scalpel in that nurse. A lot of people died. That was a pretty empty hospital.
Very, very quiet hospital.
Not like Scrubs
especially
at all.
if you're like Dr. Loomis and you can just run around like getting things, explosive devices, oxygen tanks, and whatever, and just blow up a hospital.
My favorite part of Halloween is when Donald Pleasant starts yelling, "I'm A number one. I'm king of New York. I'm A number one."
Yep, it's a good part. Speaking of which,
I want to know. I want to know what Michael is. But
oh,
yeah,
I
He's
wanna know
molecular-
what Michael is.
He's molecular biology.
Oh, that's right.
Duh.
But speaking of Donald Pleasance and John Carpenter properties, I did watch They Live. I hadn't seen it in for goddamn ever. It is a fun fucking movie.
It's great.
It's only like an hour and 20 minutes long. It's just very fun. Super anti-authoritarianism, but with aliens and this and that, and one of the best fight scenes ever put to film, and some weird sci-fi shit and aliens.
It's
It's
like-
great.
It's like a 10-minute. I'm here to do two things: kick ass and chew bubblegum.
That part is when he first discovers that there are aliens with the sunglasses that he finds in the garbage. And
Oh, he
then-
doesn't say that to Keith David.
No, he doesn't. He says that before he shoots up an entire bank full of people.
Oh,
So yeah, he goes on a shooting spree and then like wanders back onto his job site where he meets Keith David for the first time, and then tries to convince him to put on the glasses. And Keith David's like, "No, motherfucker, get the fuck away from me. I heard you killed a bunch of people." And he's like, "No, you need to see this." And that's when they start fighting.
the secret aliens. They're a metaphor for Jews, right?
I don't know. I really don't know, because they're just kind of white yuppies. They didn't strike me as particularly Jewish. I don't know.
They run all? But they run all media and are trying to like in banking and stuff.
See, I don't know, because it's only taking place in this one city, and it's only the one antenna that is masking the presence of the aliens. And then when Rowdy Roddy Piper finally destroys the antenna, like everyone can see the aliens for who they are, and they look like bugs. And there's the finale of the movie, basically right before the credits roll, this lady who's topless and you can see her tits, it's great, is having sex with this dude, and then he just all of a sudden turns into an alien, and he's like, what babe, because he doesn't know. And then that's it. Also, Rowdy Roddy does not have a name in the movie. His name is Nada, because he just doesn't get a name. It's weird.
It's a great movie.
kind of
Love
like
it.
Fight Club.
Yep, kind of like that.
The narrator.
But
That was like a Sunday afternoon TNT staple.
Oh
like
my
that
God,
movie was
yeah,
on
yes.
all the time.
it was on TNT whenever they were running their like man-driven Sunday, and they would just show like Rowdy Roddy punching the camera or something like that. But the other
Hi, it's me, Joe Bob Briggs, Motel Hell, and then They Live.
he follows me on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah. And the other Carpenter movie I watched was Prince of Darkness, which is a lot slower and it's a lot like creepier. It's like a lot scarier, but basically it's about like if Satan were an extraterrestrial in liquid form inside of a tub of goo, and Alice Cooper is in it, and apparently he made friends with John Carpenter, and John Carpenter's like, I like your style, boy, and then put him in his movie, and he's just like this, possessed hobo who kills people.
Is that what John Carpenter sounds like?
Yep. He's basically Tex Watson. Wait, not Tex Watson. What the fuck am I talking about?
I was just going with it.
Not
I was
that guy that
yes-ending
stabbed
you.
a whole bunch of people. No, the I meant to say not even Tex Avery. So Yosemite Sam. Jesus, I'm losing my mind. But there's some really fun effects in Prince of Darkness, and if you can get over the slowness of it, it is kind of like a long movie for a Carpenter project. It has some really disturbing moments that kind of are sticking with me still. Particularly one of the main characters has this like mark of the beast, and she's slowly transforming into this creature, and there's a part where like goo just like pours out of her eyes like into the ceiling. It's pretty wild. That was my movie watching experience.
You'll have to keep us posted on all these John Carpenter movies that you're watching.
Yeah, I think I'm going to watch some of the latter-day ones that, like, basically he stopped making them. He made 2 movies in 10 years after the 90s, and I'll check those out and, let him
Report back.
But I guess the other reason we're all here tonight is to talk about a trailer that just dropped for a Marvel property.
Because that's the only reason why we're here.
That's right.
I only want to talk about Morbius starring Jared Leto ever. In fact, when Morbius starring Jared Leto isn't on the screen, I think people should be asking, "Where's Morbius?
Where's Morbius and
What do you
Jared
think?
Leto?"
What do you think Brian is watching right now while we're recording this?
Morbius starring
The
Jared
Morbius
Leto,
trailer.
You being correct. I'm watching Headbangers Ball from 1990, whatever.
When Sony gets
he's watching
together,
the reaction to the trailer.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Teens react to Morbius trailer.
But it's only
breaking down
clips,
the Morbius trailer.
It's only clips from those episodes of the Spider-Man animated series. I thought Jared Leto was in this.
That's the only reference I had for the character. So this entire time, I just assumed that he had the little like holes in his head. Like that's how the character actually. No, they did that for the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only for the cartoon because they couldn't have like vampires on a Saturday morning cartoon.
Right. Actual.
They didn't want him.
Yeah, the blood thing. It's the same thing. Like in I think the Carnage, like run. It's like he's sucking their souls or whatever or energy. And Morbius is plasma. I need your plasma.
So
Cletus Cassidy isn't a serial killer. He steals pies or something.
I need my precious pies.
Where's my pie?
Why is Jared Leto now slowly worming his way into like comic book properties? I don't get this. I don't. What is Jared Leto?
I thought he was like a serious actor, but he only makes garbage. Like,
right?
I don't get it.
But also, he's like in a rock band that he said was the most popular rock band ever to exist, and like toured and stuff like that. But now he's like, no, I'd rather be a Spider-Man villain ish.
I think it, on the list of rock bands, it's 30 Seconds to Mars,
Led Zeppelin,
the Beatles, LFO. But I think that's how that works.
Crazy Town.
Wait, Jared Leto was in Blade Runner 2049?
Yes, he was.
Yes,
he was one of the.
He played Harrison Ford. Oh.
But no, he was like the king of the replicants or something like that. He was like some super rich guy that would like fart out a replicant and examine it and be like, nope, not good enough, and throw it in the trash or something.
Yeah, it's like it's like Rutger Hauer killed the leader of the company in the first one, and then I think Jared Leto is like the new leader.
Got it.
So what
I never saw
other?
that
So
movie.
he's been in Justice League, Suicide Squad, and now Morbius.
Right.
What other comic? Like I'm not seeing any other comic book stuff.
I mean, but he was in the Snyder cut, so I don't know. He's
Okay.
like,
And
I'm the
Suicide
Joker.
Squad.
I'm the Joker. I'm also Morbius. But so it's like the Chris what's his fuck effect. He's Johnny Blaze, but also Captain
Chris
America.
Evans.
but
Captain
also
America, yeah.
Chris Evans. Sorry,
It's Johnny Storm.
Johnny Blaze. Whatever.
Johnny Blaze.
Nicholas Cage is Johnny Blaze.
When's that
And
gonna?
Ghost Rider.
Ooh, have you guys seen the Midnight Suns video game that's gonna be coming out?
I'm aware of it, but I haven't seen any clips or anything.
It's
You like it?
No, well, I mean, any squad-based, turn-based action beat 'em up is in my wheelhouse. But it's being produced by 2K, and I think Firaxis, so a Maryland-based video game house, is also involved. I don't know how.
Marvel
maybe we'll
Comics is a job creator in Maryland.
we will get a friend of the show, Tronster, on to help us learn more. I'm kidding.
Would you like to know
March
more?
22. March 2022.
Yeah. So I would love to see a Midnight Suns movie, because you got your Ghost Rider, you got your Blade, and I forget the other two.
I think Morbius is one of them.
Morbius. Okay.
Moon Knight, I think,
Moon
is
Knight.
in there.
No.
Oh,
no,
Brian's
not
favorite Moon Knight
No?
is in it.
Moon Knight sucks.
But there's also some other comic book thing that Jared Leto is somehow involved in, and I couldn't remember what it was. But that was why I asked the question in the Discord.
It might have been
I'm
Hellstrom,
looking-
son of Satan.
I don't
I'm
know.
looking at his like filmography, and nothing's standing out to me. So Morbius, House of Gucci, Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Little Things, Day in the Life of America. It's a documentary. The Outsider, Blade Runner, Nexus Dawn, Suicide Squad.
Oh, he's in The
Holy
Outsiders?
Hell.
Is he playing Pony Boy?
The Outsider.
Oh, that's that TV show. Right?
I'm not sure. The last time I remember seeing him in a movie was Lord of War, and I like that movie. But
Wasn't he in Dallas Buyers Club?
yeah, he's in that.
And of course, he's Jordan Catalano. I mean, like, I don't need Jared Leto to do anything else in his life. He was Jordan Catalano. You know, why Jordan can't read. I call him
He was in
Red.
American Psycho.
Yeah, he plays he like, hey, try getting into doors, like, you know, he's got the guy who Patrick Bateman kills.
But so why do I
Phone
hate him?
booth?
Someone
I don't
explain to
know,
me
'cause-
why I don't like him.
It's a
think it's 'cause
popular
he's douchey.
opinion.
I know why you hate him. I'm gonna tell you. So here's the Jared Leto story about why you hate him. In March of 2020, he gave an interview where he said, "I had been in a like smokehouse doing Indian rituals for the last 2 weeks and completely missed that the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Like the pandemic started."
But that's like just one of the last breadcrumbs in a long trail of me disliking him, and I think, and I have to link it to something that I just experienced the other night, because we watched The Lost Boys, a great spooky vampire movie, pinnacle of 80s horror, etc.
Starring Corey Haim.
And Corey Haim is in it, and the reason I bring him up at all is because Corey Haim was like this, just like a douchey California kid who got all these acting roles. Like, he did fine in all of his roles, but like, he was a California douche in real life, and eventually succumbed to addiction, which sucks. Pneumonia. Yes.
No, I think he died of pneumonia.
What? He didn't die of drugs?
Casey, look up how Corey Haim died.
Okay, but also look up where Jared Leto was from, because I get the same vibe from Jared Leto, who was like,
You think the answer is like Orange County?
something to that effect. Yeah, just like, here's a 17-year-old that kind of like went to casting, got into My So-Called Life, and was just set up for the rest of time. And
No, you are way off. He's born in Bossier City, Louisiana.
But he was also beautiful. I mean, he was a beautiful like teenager.
Maybe that's why I
like-
hate him, because he's just too pretty.
He is. I mean, like dude, like If he asked, I'd have to be like, I mean,
But could you imagine if him and Matthew McConaughey got into a room together, you know, in one of those smoke huts and just like talked for an hour? What the fuck that would sound like? It would make you want to vomit. It would probably be so like douchey and full of bullshit. Fucking.
But also,
whatever.
if they started fucking and recorded it, I would watch that. I'd be like, okay.
Would set up an OnlyFans and be like, all right, everybody, we're
Like
gonna be
all
billionaires.
of a sudden, I like understand ancient Greece. I'm like, got it.
These two smooth naked men going at it.
You know what? If it's not masculine watching two beautiful men fuck, then I just don't know what is.
So is it really boiled down to like him playing the Joker and how awful, like how poorly received that version of the Joker was, amplified by the fact that he apparently was just like a really weird person on set. Like he was like, I'm trying
He
to
was a
do
real
the
dick,
like,
right?
yeah, like he did like the method acting and like
Right.
sent like weird gifts to everybody
So,
for like 5 seconds on screen.
Jim Carrey at his most obnoxious, but like for a character that is supposed to be a murderer. So you're now reminding me of why I think I've perpetually hated him since I don't know when. I can't pinpoint the origin story of this hatred, but yeah.
He sent sent Margot Robbie a nice love letter with a black box with a live rat in it.
Okay. Hilarious. Cool.
But also,
Apparently he sent everybody a dead hog.
Nice.
that's a lot of stuff that would make you angry.
It makes me a little angry.
I have no idea how long we've been doing this, but I was like, wait, it's too good to pass up.
No, I completely agree. Otherwise, I think that the movie looks just about as much of a CGI laden train wreck as Venom.
Yeah,
and like all the
but
other...
I like
Venom
I
was
like that
decent,
Michael
though.
Keaton's in it and stuff. You know, it'll be something interesting to pirate.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll comment on it when it's released and we can not watch it for free.
I have no interest in it, and if my understanding of what happens at the end of Venom 2 is accurate, which I'm pretty sure it is, I don't like it. So is now this part of the MCU too? Like, is now Sony's movies absorbed into the MCU? I don't really know, and it's not
I don't know.
clear. And
I don't know what the marketing decision is here. I think it's like a dumb, cheap way for Sony to sort of be like, okay, now you guys can do this, but they
And
still
it's
want the money.
And it's like I don't know, but I'm increasingly beginning not to care.
Right.
you know,
I agree.
it's like I don't want the like crappy versions of the characters like shoehorned into the MCU because like it's a dumb argument. I hate the people that are making this argument, but there's some weight to it. Like with Venom, they're like, well, part of Venom's backstory is his attachment, being attached to the symbiote, being attached to Spider-Man, then attaching to Eddie Brock, and then the shared hatred of Spider-Man. And now that character doesn't have that, and now was he just going to show up? And then, so what motivation does he have to fight Spider-Man? Like, where's the conflict?
I hate Tom Holland's face.
He steals his McRib with his web slinging, and that makes me a little angry. Makes me a little venti. Time to go right ahead and tell everyone, shut up.
We gonna let the band deal with this. Old school.
All right, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is the end of the show in which we give the opposite of mad props, a.k.a. shut-ups to person, place, and things that are lowering our quality of life and giving us the opposite of jalays. Casey, what do we got from the Discord?
We got 2 from the Discord. Shut up to contractors that leave old carbon monoxide detectors in the alley that start beeping at 4 a.m. Had to go find it and disable it with deadly force.
Well, now we're all dead of
my
carbon
Friday.
dioxide.
He took carbon dioxide.
It's
More true than
I
you know.
picture, I picture Office Space with some gangster
sure.
rap in the background and a bat.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Just shooting that thing with a pistol 87 times.
And Zach Electric Golf says, shut up to the firmware upgrade. Kicking my ass.
I wish I knew more about the immune system because, like, I got my shots. I had a little soreness on my arm, but I've never had a side effect or two to any of these vaccines.
Yeah, the second COVID vaccine, I was really tired, and that was about it. But I had to take the day off because I was just like so fatigued.
I was
for
knocked
the booster.
out.
Brian,
Yeah,
you were
Brian.
knocked out.
For the first one, and not the second one was fine.
That means you probably had COVID at some point. No, I'm
Really?
just like, I don't mean to alarm you, but like people who had COVID
Don't worry.
before, they had COVID first and then had the vaccine. They reported like the first shot felt like what most people would otherwise you would feel in the second shot.
What if I got it wrong? So who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But now with the booster, I made the dumb mistake of putting it in my left arm, and I sleep on my left arm, and my arm was really fucking sore. Like it hurt really bad, and I had having to take some Tylenol in the middle of the night because I just like couldn't fall asleep because it just hurt. But otherwise, I didn't have anything else. Yeah.
So what's your shut up, buddy?
So shout out to stealing your kids' Halloween candy. While it's delicious, and I feel like that this is like the next level of parenting. It's really derailing my weight loss efforts. So yeah.
Wank, 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 wank.
You should just have some McRibs with Brian. Do a McRib power hour.
Come on over, Daisy. Let's have some McRibs. Some McRibs.
So to add insult to injury, like I just had this like an embarrassingly large pile of empty candy wrappers in front of me, and I'm holding the baby. So then Amber comes by. She's like, "Here, let me pick this up for you." I'm like, "Oh, could I? I cannot feel more shameful right now."
And she really meant the baby.
Oh.
So let me pick up that baby. Give me that baby.
Give me that baby. Brian, what do you got?
My shut up is to Rod Belding. I mean, come on, dude. Like, you're in charge of children. Be more respectful. You gotta be responsible. Come on.
Okay. It's good. I like it.
I think we're all a little disappointed. Rod Belding.
Yep.
All right, what's yours?
My shout out is to Drizzly for being purchased by Uber. Nothing good will come of it. And
Boo!
also, yeah, whatever. And the seemingly unending supply chain issues out there making everything more expensive, in particular the spicy line of soups from Progresso that I just shouted out.
How with all the supply
Progresso!
chain issues, how is the McRib even possible right now?
Good question. It's
Magic.
the Fort Knox thing
Wizard.
I was talking about.
Wizard did it.
Wizard did it. All right, that has been Shut Ups, and this is the end of the show. 385 in the books. I've promised everyone that I'm going to chain myself down, and I'm going to finish this most recent Ziggy Gets It Wrong. The quarterly Ziggy Gets It Wrong. The video
Ziggy, can't you see?
Yes, and we will record a new one very soon. And guys, we should do some more 5 Minutes with the Fam. It's been a very long time.
Oh, yeah,
since we
it's
did
been a
that.
while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
Speaking of which, why did City Fam tag us in that photo?
Who knows? Bunch of
I don't know.
weirdos.
Strange. Anyway, this has been the City of Breeds podcast, a.k.a. the CTB Show. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day and a better tomorrow.
Bye!